Hey guys, it's Counselor Evie. Greetings and welcome to my YouTube channel, Ask Evie. You can ask me anything that you want. Today we'll be talking about L, that is long, D, distance, R, relationship. Long distance relationship, most people think that it cannot work or so. That is, long distance relationship can be a relationship between two people who are not in the same area, in the same country, or in the same district. Now, in this case, we want to look at all the examples. Long distance relationship can work. I want to tell somebody out there it can work, but it needs a lot of work. What do I mean? When you have the probability of not being in the same place with your spouse or somebody you're in a relationship with, naturally you are at a disadvantage. That places you on a disadvantage. Now, what I want to advise is if you find yourself in a long distance relationship, remember you have to prepare for it because nobody knows when somebody will be transferred to another place, when somebody goes for further studies or something like that. So if you find yourself in a long distance relationship, make sure you understand the schedule of each and every person. What am I saying? If person A and person B are in a relationship, person A is in, for instance, in one town and person B is in another town, you need to understand what that person will be doing. And also, if you're in a different country, you need to understand maybe somebody is in Cameroon and another person is in America or so. You need to understand the time factor between both. And you check within your schedule to see when you have the chance to really talk with that person. Make sure you communicate as often as possible because in long distance relationship, as I earlier said, the distance is already a problem. So we want to find a way to make sure that the distance doesn't stay a problem. First of all, as I said, find out. Make sure you tell each other about your schedule. Look for as many times as possible to communicate with each other. Make sure when you're talking with each other, it's not only about fight and fight. Keep others updated about what is happening, maybe what is happening in your area or so. And if you're in the same country, plan visits, do fun things together. Plan visits, maybe you can go for weekends or so and visit a person depending on the state of the relationship. If you are in maybe a relationship, maybe a fiance, you can visit from time to time. If husband and wife, you ought to visit from time to time. And even if you don't have the opportunity to visit, maybe the person is out of the country, you can look for a way that you can do things together. For instance, you can employ most of the social media platforms, for instance, video calls or WhatsApp or voice notes. Just do something, text messages, calls, but mostly on video calls, do something together. Maybe read a book together, similar book together, watch similar movies together, and talk about those things. It will actually boost your relationship. A long distance relationship needs a lot of communication and trust. If trust is a factor to you, it might affect your relationship. So in a long distance relationship, there should be trust. Remember, I've talked about knowing each other, agreeing to be in a long distance relationship, committing to work that you want it to work. If you have made up your mind that it will work, it will work. Knowing your schedules, visiting, doing things together, avoiding the things that will cause the other person to get jealous. For instance, let me take an example. This person was maybe in Ghana, and while you were together, you were married together, he did not actually like you visiting some friends and going to some places. And now he's been transferred from Ghana to, let's say, South Africa or out of the country, out of Africa. And finds you going to that same place, visiting those same people, and knowing that those people were bad influences to you, it causes a problem. So what am I saying? I'm saying that you avoid the things that the person would not want you to do or things that will raise suspicion in a long distance relationship. And another thing you need to do, I talked about updating about the things you should know. For instance, what about your parents, this friend? That update makes it very lively. Look for little things to make the relationship look very fun. You can dance, your hobby, video calls, that's mostly what you'll be using. You can dance, maybe you can sing, just do something that will keep the relationship alive. And if you have any issues, you talk about them and make sure you keep close contact as much as possible. Any opportunity you have to communicate, make sure you communicate with that person. Long distance relationship can work. I've seen many people breaking up with people just because of long distance relationship. No, if you love somebody, distance should not be a barrier. Okay, so it can work if you put your mind into it. It needs a lot of trust, a lot of communication, organization, visits, talking together, things to spice up your relationship. Remember, your relationship is like a bed. The way you make it, that's how you rely on it. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for liking. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment. The comment section is below. If you have questions on long distance relationship and how many more tips you want your relationship to work, all the issues you've encountered, you can actually drop a comment below. Remember, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to talk about Counselor Evie or Ask Evie. Remember, you can ask me anything, and do not forget to subscribe.